We currently live in a world where technology consumes us. It is a part of everything we do, whether it is research, communicating with friends and family, or even expressing our own opinions and creativity. Technology and social media continue to progress and become more present in our everyday lives. Since technology is so present, it is important for all to become digitally literate to achieve future success. To be digitally literate means to be able to understand, evaluate, and share content using technology such as the internet. In Kelly's article, Becoming Screen Literate, he discusses how oral skills and memorization are a thing of the past. He simply states, "We are becoming people of the screen." He could not be any more correct about this. Before the class, I assumed since I grew up in front of a screen and had a Facebook account for years, that I knew all there was about being digitally literate. Clearly, I was very wrong. Yes, I know how to use my iPhone to check emails and can easily tweet about not wanting to go to class, but that did not mean I was digitally literate by any means. Digital literacy is a bigger part of my life than I ever imagined. Communications of theory and practice has allowed me to further research this term and discover what it truly means by watching detailed videos, reading articles from notable theorists, and exploring different social media platforms to see what the web really does have to offer me. This class had me take a closer look at social media and what it really should be used for and how it should be used properly. I realized that Twitter is more than just a platform for me to express myself, but is also a way for me to connect with others who have similar views while expanding my knowledge on the topic as well. One way to do this is to connect with others, which I've been doing by following more people. I began adding my fellow CTPF classmates, which has been a great way for me to get to know them better because it's allowed me to see what their interests are while allowing them to get to know me better through my tweets. For instance, I love food and fashion, so anyone who follows me is guaranteed to see my latest tips for the fall or the numerous retweets of yummy meals. Another concept of this class was taught to me about how to properly tweet. I never realized there was such a thing as a thick tweet. This has become very useful in my journey of becoming digitally literate. David Silvers introduces this concept in his article, The Difference Between Thick and Thin Tweets, when he says, "I'm trying to teach my students how to craft creative and meaty tweets that are to the point. I realize that my tweets have been lacking in meaning, and by developing them better, I will get more attention and reach more viewers. This concept has been great to me this semester, especially for my internship. I'm supposed to use my Twitter to promote my fashion blog, and thick tweets have allowed me to reach more viewers and impress my bosses with the high amount of views that I'm getting on my blog post. Along with my blogging internship, I've also created a food blog called A Little Taste of Philly for class that has allowed me to develop my digital literacy skills even more. Since I had my internship and blogging training over this summer, I assumed that I already was a blog whiz, but I was surprised when I realized there was more to it than I originally thought. Creating my Philly food blog from scratch and learning all of the back-end ways of WordPress was a lot more difficult and time-consuming than I had imagined. Along with creating the blog, I needed to create the blog's content by finding food experiences that were even worth writing about. The content needed to be exciting and interesting to grab the attention of my viewers and set me apart from other food blogs. I learned about this concept in Henry Jenkins' article when he talks about the participatory culture we live in. He says, "This culture means we have an artistic expression and civic engagement, strong support for creating and sharing creations, and some type of informal mentorship whereby experienced participants pass along knowledge to novices. I knew I wanted to be able to reach my audience, which was college students in the Philadelphia area, especially St. Joe's, so I strived to make my blog informative about the restaurant's atmosphere, detailed about the food and its ingredients, and provide foodie pictures to students so they would know exactly what they were in for when they go to dine at the restaurants that I am currently spotlighting." The article Participation is Power by the theorist Reingold emphasizes the connections of digital literacy. He says, "When you share, you make your personal connections with people you know while enhancing the experiences of strangers who follow your blog and contribute to the collective evaluation of online media. I did this by connecting my Twitter via widget to my blog. One concept that is important about digital literacy is being able to use the internet to find information online to share with my viewers. I was not familiar with Zeit before class this semester, but I was able to increase my digital literacy by using it to gain information. This app allowed me to search food-related topics in the Philadelphia area." Another app that coincides with Zeit is Pocket. It allowed me to keep track of not only my food articles I found, but articles that would be important for other classes and projects. Part of becoming digitally literate is accepting the concept that screens can provide me with a vast amount of knowledge. Even Kelly states, "New distribution and display of technology is nudging the book aside." The new way to gain information is through the web, and platforms like Zeit and even blogs and Twitter, where people can provide personal experiences, are ways to learn information in this digitally literate world. After learning the importance of social media, blogging, and accepting the screen as a primary way to gain information, we wrapped up the semester with one more key part of being digitally literate: mashups. Whether it consists of audio memes or text taking other work and creating it into your own, this concept has become a phenomenon in our culture. In his TED Talk, Kirby Ferguson talks about how everything over time is reused and made into something new because everything is a remix. Part of being digitally literate is also being technologically literate as well. In class, we created our own remixes with vintage magazines. Ferguson talks about how we are all building with the same materials, so it's important to be able to know how to use these materials in a digital sense. Being able to use these tools is the foundation of literacy because evolution is up to us and we need to be able to use the resources we have to expand them into the future. As the semester comes to a close, I look back at how I viewed blogging, social media, and using platforms like Twitter to gain information, and realize even though I have been born into a digitally literate generation, that does not mean I am digitally literate. Things are constantly updating and new technologies are always being released. If I do not begin to become more literate on what is going on digitally, I will begin to fall behind. I'm thankful for this class that has allowed me to become more knowledgeable on how our society as a whole has changed because everything is digital, and it has also helped me gain the skills on how to use them properly through concepts and theories discussed in class.